They see me rolling, they hating, but you're rolling and trying to catch me riding dirty. When I'm like 60, I will be singing like that. Everything, I'm singing everything like that. Trying to catch me riding dirty. I'm definitely, and this is gonna be one of my dances. What's his name? Play Chameleon riding dirty. It's not Chameleon.
Here's like Chameleonaire.
It is Chameleonaire. Hey Cakenistas, it is Marisha. I am so excited about this video. This is something new for us. Quick story, I know I like to tell y'all quick stories. When I was working at that hotel that I talk about every now and again, I was the head cook there, but then I was also the bakery department. I made one thing one time. That's all it takes. And then it was, hey, can you make an array of homemade desserts every week? Okay. I didn't get paid anymore. It was just more hours. I would just literally stand there and Google stuff, and I would and then bake them. That was it. That was it. It was nice because I was a free bird. You know, nobody actually told me, oh, we need this, we need that, we need that. I'm just gonna bake stuff and y'all hand them out or whatever you want to do with it. One of the many things that I made were cinnamon rolls. When I would make these cinnamon rolls, by the time I came in the next day, there would be one missing right in the center. The staff would be like, did you make those cinnamon rolls? I'd be like, yeah, I made the cinnamon roll. Yeah, I did. So I thought that I would make some for the channel, show you guys how I would make cinnamon rolls, but we're gonna take it several steps further. That's why I'm gonna call this video dessert rolls, because I'm going to make 3 different types of rolls today in this video. Not only are we going to do a cinnamon walnut roll, but we're also going to do blueberry lemon and strawberry crunch. 2 other flavors that I thought that you guys would really, really enjoy. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, please. 80% of people who watch the videos, and it's not even a lot of people that watch my videos, I'm not even gonna lie, aren't subscribed. And I'm like, what, am I just popping up in people's feed and they just say, oh, Marisha, Cakenista, hi, come all the way inside. Stop playing outside. It's very couture here, okay? We love it. And press on the notification bell, okay? All right, so let's get started. Okay, Cakenistas, here are the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make my roll dough. You will either find the link to my website or the actual recipe in the description below. It just depends on how fast I get to moving. But the first thing that we're going to do is make sure that our milk is at 115 degrees. This is so important because anything too hot will kill the yeast. Anything too cold won't activate the yeast. It's a little bit too hot right now, so I'm going to put that in the refrigerator. I'm going to add some vinegar to my bowl. You saw little clumps of flour on that little tea plate, by the way. Also going to add in my sugar and my instant yeast. At this point, my milk has been sitting in the refrigerator and it is down to 115 degrees, which is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my bowl. And if my yeast is good, then it should begin to foam up. This is the most exciting and nerve-wracking part of the entire process. So I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on top of this bowl to trap in the heat from the milk, and we're going to wait for 10 minutes. And if for some reason the yeast does not foam up, then we have to start over. Alrighty, it's been 10 minutes. Let's see what we've got. Oh, that yeast is definitely active. It is alive. It is eating on the sugar that we added in and the sugar that's in the milk. And that heat was perfect. Anything over 115, 120 will kill the yeast. I don't even want to touch it. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so now we're going to add in the what would be yogurt, but I just made like a really thick type of buttermilk. This is lemon juice and whole milk. I'm gonna add that in. Look at that. My oil. And I'm going to do my egg white as well. Wow. And now I'm gonna give this a quick stir with my dough hook. Now I'm going to add in my flour. Hopefully without making a mess. Yes. Oh, that's fine. Wow, I actually spilled a lot of it. Oh my goodness. And now 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm gonna put that up there because just like sugar feeds yeast, salt kills yeast. So that's why you always put your salt in last. And then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I love that. You can see that yeast is still cooking, baby. We're gonna knead this for 15 minutes. I love this step because you don't need any grease. The dough hook does all of the work. It just pulls all the flour and the bits away from the sides of the bowl. And you definitely have to knead for a long time to build up that gluten. 15 minutes have gone by. Look at my beautiful dough. You can tell I haven't made dough in a long time. That sounded creepy. Clean hands, please. Clean hands, clean hands. Okay. Now I'm going to put some melted butter on the dough, cover it, and let it sit for 1.5 hours or until it doubles in size. I just love a good cinnamon roll. It just feels like you know what you're doing when you make a successful cinnamon roll, because you know it's a sweet bread. So you still gotta like let it rise, and it may not work out. Cinnamon rolls are just amazing. Let's get into our fruit fillings. So we're going to be doing a strawberry crunch. So we need our fresh strawberries that we cut into pieces. And I also have some fresh blueberries here from my blueberry lemon. In a small sauce pot, I'm going to put my strawberries in there and some sugar. We're basically going to let this cook down. We're going to let all of the juice escape from the strawberries. We're not adding any water at all. And then I'm going to put this in a blender, only blending for a couple seconds, just maybe like 20 seconds. I want to make sure that there's still some strawberry bits in there so that when you take a bite, you see that there's fresh strawberry. So I continue to cook this down, and now I can put that aside to let it cool. Super simple. In the same sauce pot, I'm going to put my blueberries in there along with my sugar and some lemon juice. I'm going to do the same thing, just let it cook down a little bit, let that liquid come out, and then I'm going to put this in a blender as well and add it back to the pot. I put a little bit of that puree aside, and I added some cornstarch to it while it was nice and cooled down, and I added that to the pot to thicken this up. We're going to put this aside, let it cool, and there is our blueberry lemon filling. Moment of truth. Here's the dough. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how happy I was. This is the best part, punching that dough, feeling how fluffy it got. Now for this step, you're going to need a large surface. So I actually covered my dining room table in 2 layers of plastic wrap. I put some flour out, and now I can begin to roll out my dough. And when I was working at that hotel, we did not have a rolling pin. I actually used a wine bottle that I wrapped in plastic. So please don't feel like you can't do this if you don't have a rolling pin. I'm going to slice my dough into 3 equal parts so that I can make each one of my flavors. And I don't know why I jumped around here, but the center one is going to be my walnut brown sugar roll. So I'm putting butter down, but then I jump around and I just go ahead and do my blueberry one. That blueberry filling looks absolutely perfect. It looks like it came out of a can. And if you want to do fresh blueberries inside, please feel free to do so. I'm now going to jump over to my strawberry and put the strawberry filling down on that dough as well. And once again, if you want to do small diced strawberry, that would be a wonderful idea. Or even put in some of that strawberry crunch. Now we're going to get into the center roll and add some brown sugar, cinnamon, and walnuts. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys because I'm very transparent with y'all. I went in my pantry, which is a cabinet, and I was like, where's my brown sugar? Where's my brown sugar? Okay, is this all that I have? I only have this little bit of brown sugar. No, you need a good amount. Of course, after I finished filming, I found another bag of brown sugar. I'm going to create this recipe for you guys, and I'm going to put in the proper amount. All of my rolls are going into a buttered half hotel pan. I enjoy the walnuts and all that, but only a little bit. I don't like, you know, to go too heavy with the walnuts. So I'm just gonna do a little sprinkle. Now you can go more, you can go less. You cannot do them at all. So I did a little experiment. So in the blueberry sauce, I put in cornstarch. And in the strawberry sauce, I didn't put any cornstarch. So when I went to roll the strawberry, all the filling started to spill out. So I had to like unroll it and re-roll it kind of lightly. And then I was able to slice it where the blueberry just stayed in its place. You guys won't have to worry about that because the recipe that I'm going to give you guys will have cornstarch in it. I am so pleased. Although my filling is a little bit looser than I wanted it to be, this looks absolutely gorgeous to me. You can measure, you know, your cinnamon rolls and your rolls if you want to and be like, oh, measure with the measuring tape and then make notches and then make sure that they're all uniformed. I'm just gonna slice mine. These are for the house. One thing that I did forget to do in the first two rolls, but you will see me do it in the blueberry roll, is to pinch the dough. You see my dough just falling apart, right? You have to definitely pinch that dough together to seal it. That makes all the difference. Now once you have your rolls sliced and panned up, you're going to cover them with plastic wrap. Make sure that you cover them well, and you're going to let them sit and rise again, preferably in a warm area. Anytime you let dough rise, you want it to be in a warm area. I like to put mine on my windowsill where there is direct sunlight. You can also put it near the stove, not really on top of the stove. Some people will even put them in their oven with the oven turned off and the door closed, just so that it heats from that little pilot light. Now you may have noticed it was getting dark in my video, so I did put these in the refrigerator overnight, and then I took them out and I let them proof. I actually found these cake shapers that I got from Mitba. They were perfect dividers for these rolls. So at this point, we're gonna put these in the oven at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. Just came out of the oven. These look amazing. Should I take this out? Yes, thank goodness it just slides right out. Awesome, because these are silicone. The topping is going to set these rolls off. I'm so excited. Oh, this smells amazing. Yum. So I actually have some buttercream here that I melted in the microwave and then added a little bit of milk to it. Okay, so should I let them cool down a little bit more? No, you're right. I'm going to use this for the cinnamon walnuts. Oh my goodness, get out of here. You gotta whisper. Now it's time to whisper, everybody, okay? Oh my goodness, look at that. Man. And you have to let it go off the sides and all that. Now you can do some butter first and then do your glaze. Because these are walnut, I'm going to put a walnut on top for the garnish, just one. I have some blueberry sauce that I made. Okay, and I'm going to put the rest of this glaze into this blueberry sauce. So that way we have a blueberry glaze for our lemon blueberry. This is like the highlight of my week. Yum. You have to do this while your buns are warm because you need the glaze to just melt. I'm gonna take a little bit of that blueberry. You can do a little bit on top. And then I also have some lemon zest. Let me just get all of that because these are blueberry lemon after all. Just put a little bit of that right across. And lastly, I have some cream cheese frosting. It's actually not that melted down anymore. I'm going to be relying on the heat on my rolls. You can pipe your frostings or your icing on there as well if you would like, which may be a better idea. And by piping bag, I did mean sandwich bag. And I'm just going to go in a swirl. And for this one, I'm going to use my crunch crumbs. I've already used some, you can see. I sell these on my website and my Etsy shop, MarishasCoutureCakes. If you would like to have a variety of crunch crumbs sent to you, just look in the description. Oh my goodness. Because it's not strawberry crunch without your crunch. It's just not. It's just not. It's just strawberry. Cakenista, Cakenista. It's nice to meet you. I have made cinnamon rolls 3 ways. Well, there's only one actual cinnamon roll, but I have made rolls. Gourmet. Which one would you like today? You know I'm fighting with myself to not put gold on these, right? Which one do you think would be your favorite? I definitely have to know that in the comments down below. I added some diced strawberries on top of that strawberry crunch roll, and when I say it just set it all the way off, and my job here is done. Couture and dessert rolls 3 ways. Bye guys. These ended up disappearing. I don't know who ate them. My favorite is still the classic cinnamon. I love cinnamon, I really do. Next time I'll probably do a cinnamon roll with cream cheese frosting because that was so good. And honestly, I've never had a cinnamon roll with buttercream on it versus regular icing. I prefer the buttercream. It was thicker, it just had a little bit more substance, it had a little bit more flavor because of that butter that was in there. So you know how the butter with the roll. Okay, the Cakenista comment of the day is going to go to Chastity TV 6462. Oh man. On my ASMR confetti cake parfaits and packaging, Chastity says, don't mind negative comments, girl. This video is so good. Also, the parfaits look delicious. Thank you for understanding where I'm coming from, Chastity, because I got a couple complaints on the ASMR video. They didn't like me whispering, and I'm like, that's literally ASMR. You know, when you're actually talking, you're not gonna just talk. If I just talked, it's just a video with no music. That's not ASMR, you have to whisper. And you know what? I also feel like it's the microphone. The microphone that I usually use broke, so the one that I had to use was like lesser quality. If you compare it to the other 2 ASMR videos that I did, those 2 were better. Not everything is for everybody, and that is okay. That's how the world works. But I was like, I didn't know I had a couple executive producers on my channel. But regardless, thank you for all you guys' feedback. But you gotta whisper in the ASMR video. If you would like to be featured in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below and say hello and be subscribed to the channel. I love this swivel chair. I just be swiveling and swiveling tough, don't I? See y'all in the next video. Bye, Cakenistas.